What up?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of Normal Guys Talk
It's
Sports.
episode 35.
Episode 35. Check us out. Check us out.
How's your weekend, Ed? Or how's your week going? Because it's
Week is
like,
a great week. Great week. One of a surreal week, if you will. A lot of good things coming my way, but it's count my blessings, working hard. You know what I'm saying? Showing gratitude and be the best version I can be for myself. So whoever I encounter, I can be the best version of myself for them as well. So just count my blessings, man. Just showing gratitude. That's all I can do, man.
absolutely. Um, anything you'd like to share with the people this week? Or
Nothing great. Go to the game tonight with
for
Double R
sure.
with Big Homie. Shout out to Big Homie. Shout out to Big Homie. We're gonna remember this day forever.
Mavs
Greatest
is
days of my life ever is gonna be. Uh, I asked. My birthday was February. I asked them, respectfully. All I wanted for my birthday was an opportunity to go to this game, and he made it happen. And me and him got some pretty good seats, and it's gonna be a great time, courtesy of Never Satisfied and Double R CEO. Much appreciation to you, sir. It's gonna be a great time for sure. I'm excited, can't wait. It's gonna be a good game. All the big names should be out, both sides. Kings and Mavericks, big game. So, we'll more into that later. But that's gonna be today. Today is April 5th. It's approximately 2:30 in the afternoon,
It's kind of a
and the
dramatic
game is
game,
at
too, though.
7:30. So it's
Emotions should be riding high in that game tonight,
the
shouldn't it?
Mavericks are fighting for their lives,
Yeah,
their
yeah,
playoff lives, the rest of the future of their careers individually, the team, the franchise. I pay attention to what Dallas. If we're jumping this right now, but just here in Dallas, shout out to Dallas. We live in Dallas. This is based out of Dallas. They've been booed off the court. They've been called to fire Jason Kidd. Big mistake.
That's what literally everybody's
Big
saying.
mistake.
Fire that
and
man.
and
I
and
don't.
if Kyrie walks, big mistake. If Kyrie leaves, you sign and trade. If you know basketball, you know that's a reality, and you know that the Mavericks could end up turning that into reality. So to get some players back, so you don't lose them for nothing, because you gave up a lot to give them. You gave up a lot to get them. They gave up a lot of defensive players, so they've dropped drastically in defense. So that is the Mavericks' number one problem this season. From my perspective,
No
that's
Tatum.
what everyone says.
Luka's not a defensive player. Neither is Kyrie.
A lot of scores on the team, but not a lot of
Nobody
effort.
playing defense.
It takes a lot of energy to put up points. So they're two of the top 10 best, the highlights and put up points and doing all that. But it's results, and they were about fourth or fifth when they made the trade. Now they're in 11th.
Bro, that is so
Now they're in
crazy.
11th, so the trade may, some would say have already backfired. It's too soon to say that, in my opinion. So if I'm the Mavericks, if I'm Mark Cuban, if I'm Jason, I don't know, the general manager, whatever his name is, respectfully, if I'm Jason Kidd, if I'm Luka, if I'm Kyrie, like we make this work. I don't know what
I mean,
Kyrie
I
is
feel like
running.
this is what Luka asked for though.
This is what Luka asked for, correct? So you appease the star. You
Right.
appease the star, but he says, "I want another star." No one thought that this could have been a reality. We're going back to the trade deadline and all that, and I was like, "Yo, this is crazy." Durant got traded, Kyrie got traded. That was so like 2K scenario, not realistic.
Right.
The majority of the rumors that come out, it's the rumor that you don't believe.
Right.
That's true. That happens. Durant went to the Suns. Kyrie went to the Mavericks, but I'll tell you the two words to fix the Mavericks, in my opinion, uh, a center and a training camp. So if you throw that in there and a couple other pieces in there, you have a lot of tradable pieces, and you got to give, like I said, you know, Luka and Kyrie, if they're the dynamic duo of the future, next, you made that trade, but it's similar play styles in a sense.
Similar play styles, but
The reason why Fox and Sabonis works is they're different positions. They're not trying to do the same stuff. They complement each other. Make it in a scenario in a world where Kyrie and Luka complement each other. Some believe that that's not a reality.
I don't. I mean, they both.
If they're like
scorers,
4-11, they're 4-11 together or something like that. So
Something
it takes
like that.
time. So it's not to be a hater, not to be negative, but it takes time. And other teams right now, they've had a training camp together. They played a lot of games together. Kyrie, you ask for another superstar, so it comes with stuff. It comes with stuff, and you're gonna give it 2 months to work or nothing. Again, that's the reason why they've declined. They sacrificed. They used to be X amount of defense, and now they're like right here. I forget. Like they used to be like
they were balanced.
They were top of the NBA for sure. Now they're like in the bottom half. They're in the top half and then the bottom in defense.
You only get 5 players on the court at a time, Ed.
That's the whole. The defensive players and a center that plays inside. That's my opinion. Not to be a hater, but it's going to be a great game. The spread is -6 Mavericks. So that's a little surprising, but I believe, of course,
they still a good team though.
The Kings are in third place. The Kings just clinched the Pacific Division. The Kings are in third place. We're going to finish strong and host a playoff series when the playoffs start. That's what the Kings are about to do. So the Mavericks, good luck to the Mavericks. The rest of the season, but not tonight. Not tonight.
Okay. So. Couple
not tonight. So we got a little that's current event, but we'll get back to basketball in a minute. But
we're still on basketball.
We're still on basketball. So most currently within this week we had the college championships with the women and the men. I guess we'll touch on the men first.
But this is what I say.
The women is more.
I was just about to say that's kind of crazy to think about. It's usually the other way around, but this year. The women game.
So shout out to UConn for winning the men's championship. I haven't been,
hype.
I put a lot of hours.
They wanted to get San Diego.
I caught so many games.
It was a lot of games.
Highlights, but there's a lot of course.
I caught the game. I caught
the games. Okay,
I caught the game. I caught San Diego and UConn.
It's probably working.
You said what?
I was probably working.
It was what was that? Monday night.
It was Monday night.
It was Monday night.
Somewhere. So,
but it was really UConn outscoring. College basketball games aren't usually as offense heavy as
there's less able bodies to convert to the next level.
Correct.
So you're gonna get so much production. The game is shorter. The game is shorter. So it's 2 20-minute halves, which is always intriguing to me. It's a different dynamic. It's a different ball game. But shout out to all the players that were in the game, and shout out to the players that are going to the next level. But and shout out to UConn for winning. A lot of great players from UConn. You had Kimball Walker. He was there supporting. He was doing big things. This is about 10, 12 years ago. He was making some big shots. So. Shout out to Emeka Okafor. He went to UConn. Shout out to Rudy Gay because he shouted all this out. I seen him.
Rudy Gay. Shout out to Rudy Gay.
Rudy Gay went to Connecticut. Ray Allen, Rip Hamilton, Kimball Walker. This is top 5 like all time off the top of my head. So for sure we'd have to look that up. But no, shout out to UConn for winning. So that's a team that's done it before. There's a lot of big colleges over the years, but UConn has made it back to the mountaintop in the men's bracket. College hoops in the NCAA. A lot of changes happening in the NCAA, by the way.
It's different every year.
But I feel like if the video games come back out, then you really get the
man. I want
the video games, the football.
The games were
hard, bro. Hard, just like dang, like hard. Some of them, like you'd be like, bro, like creative play, all that. Hard. Shout out to. I think they're bringing it back soon. Those are the days. I think it's in the works. I thought I saw some articles about it. I'm not sure. It's been a while though. It's been like 10-15 years. It's been like 10-15 years.
Off topic, but I'm gonna just say it. You know what I want them to bring back? ESPN football.
Dang, you know what it is? Madden got the rights. I don't know if Madden still have, but Madden got
the rights.
They got it.
But bro, did you have any?
Of course I did on Xbox.
Yes. And the game was $20.
Of course, and it was $20. Of course, I had it on my own.
Bro, and the game was fire.
Yes. I had Xbox. I saved up with my Wendy's check. Went to Costco, got the Xbox, couple games, and and that's how they competed, and they cut into sales.
T.O. on the cover.
Yeah, T.O. on the football, and then what you call it, and then the basketball was I think was
2K.
Yeah, 2K. But who they have it on that year? Ben Wallace, I don't remember. But theirs was $20. But live that year had the dunk contest, so that's what made live one of the hardest lives like ever.
I don't know. 2K. Even like back in them Dreamcast days
No, but of
was
course, no, I had a Dreamcast. Shout out to Duran. Duran had a Dreamcast. That's how me and Duran was BFS for sure. We was like the two main ones in the neighborhood with Dreamcast.
I had one too.
Me and Duran had Dreamcast. We both had Dreamcast. And we played 2K like forever. You know what I'm
Because there
saying?
was
Back in the
NFL
day.
2K and NBA 2K.
For sure. You're right, exactly. Yeah, so Dreamcast is Dreamcast is so
Freaking
epic, bro.
freaking
Dreamcast?
yeah.
Dreamcast is so
Bro, I
epic,
low key
bro.
wish I had one now.
Like right now, right? Dreamcast.
Shout out to Zamark.
Shout out to whoever's in the building.
No, he ain't in the building, but it's
Oh no,
Zamark.
your man's,
My man's.
your man's had Dreamcast.
Yes, it's Zamark. Shout out to Zamark and that Dreamcast, baby.
Right, no, I had a few of them, yeah, some epic games on the Dreamcast.
But yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we get excited, man. Nostalgic conversations,
So
memories. But yeah, we'll get back. So the college,
the women.
the women's okay.
Getting feisty.
LSU beat Iowa. Lot went into that. If you want to say from your end, then I could kind of piggyback and keep it going.
So I'm not privy to this whole
Iowa
story.
and LSU.
I'll say what I know.
Sports this week.
I say what I know.
Okay.
The young lady, Miss
Iowa.
Reese.
Okay, Miss Reese. Shout out to Miss Reese.
She was shown making a gesture to Miss Caitlin Clark, I believe.
Yeah, it's sport. Yeah, it's what sports.
And people were in an uproar because of kind of like her attitude and her comments. But one thing that kind of came up in the situation is the other young lady, Miss Caitlin Clark, had done the same thing.
So she's
to her.
She's hot stuff. She's like
They say she's the best woman in college basketball.
From what I've seen, she's low key like female Steph Curry. Like
Yeah.
the Caucasian, respectfully, the young lady from Iowa.
They say she's like female Larry Bird.
Right, she's like I said, you see in the highlights. So she went all the way to the turn. She went all the way to the finals, and and then there some analysts will say like the coverage was like double sided, and she was competitive, and she was this and she was that, and then the young lady from Louisiana State University who won the championship. She was doing some of the gestures back at her.
Yep.
The Tony Yayo, John Cena, can't see me. Yes, that is a taunt. If you're playing the wrestling game, all wrestlers, taunt. NBA players taunt, NFL players taunt. College, different story. Females, respectfully, like they might be look at females a little bit more in a in a different lens compared to men.
So,
as far as like getting away with taunts and
my question is
like
this
that.
A case of it's cool when they do it, but it's a problem when I do it?
A majority of people would have to agree. Majority of people would have to agree because they feel there's a double standard in the coverage. And what are we talking about? The young lady from Iowa and the young lady from LSU. So it sucks. Like again, these are we're all young people playing sports. It's competitive nature, different teams, different states, but it's then the race, then people get to race and this and that. Now it's like okay, now it gets deeper than it needs to be. But it's the coverage. So I feel our coverage.
It's the coverage?
No, it's the media. It's the media. Like it's the media. Or people on Twitter or whatever, speaking negatively on the young lady from LSU and saying, oh, she doesn't have class and oh, blah, blah, blah. Now getting like negative comments to her, which, she.
So when they do it, it's swag and heart and passion.
But I'm not, right. But again, someone.
But if she does it, it's.
So why does no one criticize the young lady from Iowa? Why everyone's letting that slide?
I don't know.
Protection from the,
I mean, I guess obviously it's a race thing.
I mean, it sucks. It gets there sometimes. But
I guess obviously it must mean that trash talk from black people is different than trash talk from white people.
Why is people getting so? It's competitive. It's not like she called her out her name. It's not like she put hands on her.
Right. That's
it's all competitive nature. It's all sports. Every sport does it. The full circle. Every sport gets excited and does this and does that.
I'll put it into another perspective.
She shouldn't get criticized. She shouldn't get criticized like that. She shouldn't receive negative energy bashing via Twitter, the media, what the heck ever. And she is.
it's almost like the thing where people would say like Tom Brady would get mad, and it's like, oh, he's being passionate, he's being a leader, he's you know he's fiery. And if Cam Newton gets
You
mad,
gotta
if Cam Newton gets mad, it's oh he's being a baby. Oh here he goes again. Oh he's always saying oh you know what I'm saying.
coverage, media. Like it's an ideology that goes back, and a lot of people along the way may still inherit some of those things.
Shout out to LSU.
Shout out to LSU. Shout out to LSU for winning it, and then kind of moving forward with that. So they're kind of back and forth. Joe Biden invited. She's like, "Hey, she invited both teams, right?" I was like, "Oh shoot, here we go."
That was probably a mess.
So she invited both teams. Joe Biden came out with a comment. Then the White House and all that came out with a comment. And basically, what Joe Biden said, "Oh, let's fight both teams. It'd be great." Da 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 da. And then and they say the angle is, oh, it's going to be women anniversary of this woman's law and back in the day, and oh, everyone come together and look at what women are able to do, and this and that, this and that. The young lady from LSU here, her rebuttal is, if they won, we wouldn't have got the runner up invite. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to go. We don't. She said that that's where she took it. The young lady from LSU. That's why she's on the headlines. She's like, we don't want to go. She's like, whatever. She's like, we'd rather go kick with the Obamas. That's what she said. She'd rather go pull up on the Obamas. She's paraphrasing. This is what she said.
Where did she say this at?
Bro, look at her interviews. I'm telling you. That's why this is like I was like, yo, she is talking. She is taking. I was like, yo, win with pride and love and respect, but she's shooting some straight. She's taking it a step further than she needs to with certain things. Yeah. I ain't tripping. She ain't offended me none. She ain't hurting me none.
I was about to say,
you know what I mean? Like, I ain't tripping. Dude. But from my perspective in sports, in all the 35 weeks I've been covering sports with you, I'm like, yo, this is one of the most
But does she have a point?
Of course she does, but I feel everything.
Does she have a point?
Oh yeah, I believe she does. Of course she does. Yeah, she does. She does have a point. She does have a point. But it's getting political real quick. And when you dip into politics, there's a way to move. You know what I mean? You don't want to blow up the spot. You want to take it too far, and you're a young person. But shout out to the Gen Zs, being transparent and feel they can say what they want and do what they want. And this and that, but actions, come. It's a ripple effect. It's a chain reaction. Whatever you do, right? So she should, maybe get a publicist. She's about to get drafted, and and just like like, okay, you want to go to the White House? Don't go to the White House. Like, I don't know if that's, okay, and then And so now, and then the rebuttal on the other side, the young lady from Iowa, she's like, yeah, we shouldn't go. We're the runner-ups. They should go. That's what she said. We shouldn't double go, both go. She's like, maybe we could go at another time, but they should go. They should go because they won. And then I seen another interview just to kind of close it up. Then she said, this is kind of like, now she's kind of going, now she took a wrong turn. The young lady from LSU, she said, Biden didn't have us in his bracket to win. And he did a live bracket or something to the effects of that. I was wow. I was like, wow.
On that part, I'm more so like, who cares?
Like, right. But she said it. She said it, and how serious she was about it, or she meant whatever, or if it's like, again,
who cares on that?
Who cares, right? You're getting a little loosey goosey.
Who cares?
You know what I'm saying? Like, now you taking it all the way here. Now you kind of saying some wild stuff.
You just being salty at this point.
Shout out to Tiffany.
Shout out to Tiff. I definitely do feel like in certain instances, I feel like the young lady has a point.
She has a point, but don't shoot yourself in the foot if you're trying to progress in the establishment, in the WNBA, right, in the sponsorships.
Yeah, sure, you out here looking like
in the White House.
Yeah, sure, you out here looking like Colin Kaepernick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sure, you out here full Kaepernick.
Without a game plan.
Without a game plan.
Without a game plan.
Without a contract.
Without a contract. All right. Get you a contract,
Get a
sweetheart.
contract
Get you a
first.
contract, sweetheart. Get you an agent, sweetheart. Get you a publicist. Get you a manager. Get you an assistant. Get you a trainer. Get you all that and get you drafted in WNBA. Because going back to college, what? Respectfully, she won the championship and all that, what she doing? You want your education, that's cool, that's cute, and that's fun. But if you hot stuff and won the tournament, get yourself drafted in WNBA, go overseas, do something, get some money. You're making all this, talking all this stuff, and prove all these points. Get you some money, get you a contract.
Get your pay well, sure.
Don't mess up the money. Don't mess up your contract. I believe everything she do, but this is the time and the place. I respect everything she's saying. Who am I to disrespect her, what she's doing?
Now,
Shout out to her, but
the best thing about
maybe
this,
she can
though,
handle some things a little better, in my opinion.
the best thing I will say about this is that it gives a lot of attention to women in sports,
And which is great news. Ultimately, is great news, and maybe throw in a couple more WNBA teams, get you them on TV more, get you a better marketing plan than what's in place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
because I feel like women, and this is I ain't gonna say all topic, but there's always that complaint of like women, professional sports want to be paid similar to men. And at the end of the day, at the end of the day, they got to make revenue. But the reality is, stuff like this could lead to revenue. People want to see competition. People want to see back and forth. People want it to be exciting. And this is exciting.
This is you got us talking about it.
Imagine them both getting drafted and they face off in the WNBA.
The female Magic Bird.
Yeah.
30 years later,
but yeah, it could be I feel like that's what women's sports actually needs. It needs
same. Agreed. Again, she took it all the way there. Again, who am I to say not to? So shout out to her for again speaking up for herself, saying what she want to say, doing what she want to do. She won the championship.
Right.
Still pop your stuff at the end of the day. She won the championship. They say she's gonna go a little Boosie house. She's gonna go with whatever.
I don't know about going to a little Boosie house. Boosie my man though.
No,
shout out to Boosie.
Shout out to Shaq, whatever. Like Louisiana though, but shout out to Louisiana. That's my point. Shout out to Louisiana, everyone, LSU, and everyone out of there. You know what I mean? Like it's a big deal. Win this championship. That's only that brings in that's a return on investment. Whatever they doing, return on investment. Winning some ball games.
All right, so it's one other thing I want to talk about, and I meant to mention this earlier, but you see, I got the gloves on the table this week. So
you see the gloves. Yeah.
you see your boy finna, your boy be ready to throw them hands.
You see how they do them, y'all?
So
gloves in.
the in about 2.5 weeks, the biggest boxing match in probably like the last 5 years is going to take place. I don't know if you're hip to it. You've been watching out. I know you're in the group chat. You see me posting stuff.
No. I've been a little updated with it. But shout out to it is what it is.
Yeah.
Shout out to it is what it is.
Did they covered it on there?
Of course they did. Yeah. Of course they did.
So you got Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Tank Davis.
Be More's finest.
April 22nd, Las Vegas.
The emotional investment.
Everybody is making their prediction because it's very. I mean, you talk about pretty much the most talked about boxer in the sport from my hometown.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Put some sauce on it. Okay.
Put some respect on it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I actually like Ryan Garcia too. He's a good fighter. Are you hip to Ryan Garcia?
I mean, I've a little bit, but it's just fresh reminder for everyone at home. I mean, I've heard his name before. I've seen him box before, but I can't tell you anything about him off the top of my head.
So Ryan Garcia, the younger fighter.
Okay.
But I would say speedy, somewhat of a knockout artist. But this fight has been building up for like the past 4 years.
Okay, bet. Okay.
Like
I've been hearing a lot about it the past 3-4 months, legit. Like it's been talked about a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I've been like, it's coming up. So that's this weekend?
It's not. It's 2 weekends from now.
What date?
22nd.
22nd. Bet.
So, but this Ryan Garcia challenged him like 3 years ago on Mike Tyson's podcast. Well, he had, I guess officially, but they had already been going back and
That's
forth.
funny, bruh. 3 years in
So,
the making.
if you're not familiar with Tank, obviously, Tank is a power puncher.
Mm.
I want to say 27 wins, 26 by knockout. If you ever seen what he did to Santa Cruz, that you know what I'm saying, Tank is like a professional knockout artist. A lot of people are picking Tank to win this fight,
Wow.
but because of the circumstances of
What's the weight class? What's the belt?
lightweight, so they fighting at 130, I believe. But a lot of people who dislike Tank for personal reasons want to see him lose. Yeah.
Comes with it. It comes with it. Not everybody gonna be a friend.
Not everybody gonna be a friend.
For you.
But I'm riding
But
with
you
Tank.
recognize the hate, but you riding with the hometown for sure.
Yeah,
For sure, you got to.
I'm riding with Tank on this though, man. I feel like he's the more experienced fighter, and I feel like with Ryan Garcia, this is not like a one punch kind of ended fight. But I think this is like something that could re-excite the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, that
I
there's the potential to kickstart everything back going.
But yeah. Nah, I just had to talk about the fight. I had to talk
It's
about
coming up in 20 seconds. Shout out to the fight, and
I almost damn near wanted to put.
We'll watch it. We'll watch
Bro.
it. We'll watch it. I'll watch it for sure. I'll watch a lot of.
Yo, Tank is that dude, bro. I'm about to give Tank some shine, bro. What that boy did to Santa Cruz, bro.
Davis thought Santa Cruz was going to fold from his. Oh my!
That shit, that shit.
Leo Santa Cruz did not see that uppercut coming, and just took him out. But again, you got to give credit to Leo Santa Cruz. He did something that I was even shocked.
But yeah,
which was total.
Yo, that's boxing. Man.
Tank versus Ryan Garcia. Can't wait for the fight.
Check that out.
Can't wait for the fight. April 22nd. I got my money on Tank.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So you ready to get into these NBA scores?
No doubt. We'll do that. We'll time check.
We are like we almost 30 minutes in.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so we're going to speak on the game.
Season damn near over.
Season dang near over. The past week, the scores of the week, if you will. Today is the 5th. We're looking at the scores from
Last Tuesday.
When was our show last?
Last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday. So yeah. So Wednesday the 29th. Wednesday the 29th. We last an episode, and hence we covered that evening on to now on all the scores. So we have about at least 12 games on March 29th on a Wednesday. We had the Milwaukee Bucks visiting the Indiana Pacers. Milwaukee 149 to the Pacers 136. Drew Holiday 51 points. One of the most underrated players in the league.
Drew Holiday. Why is he one of the most underrated players in the league?
He made the All-Star game just this year. Last time he made the All-Star game was 10 years ago. And he was part of the big three that won a championship with Giannis. And he put up a 50-piece. And he's one of the better defenders in the league. So defense doesn't get talked about enough. And right.
In any sport, really.
Defense. I'll check you out. Defense is a forgotten art, if you will.
Yeah.
On the right.
Everybody wants to see scoring.
Everyone wants to see the exact high scoring, but look at the game. But he is put up a 50-piece, and he's made some. He's had some defense. He's known for his defensive side. He's known for being one of the best two-way players. That's what they call him. One of the best two-way players in the league. He made the All-Star again this year. Last time was 10 years ago, so that's a feat. He went consistently 10 years and made the All-Star game 10 years later all over again. 2-time All-Star.
Damn.
Right, Drew Holiday. So like when I seen that, I was like, dang, like. The Sixers got rid of him to draft Ben Simmons. Where would the Sixers be if they still had Drew Holiday?
Shout out to
Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday was drafted to the Sixers. I think he played with Iverson. Once I think about it, he played with Iverson. Who was on that team? Lou Williams. Lou Williams was there. Dallin Bear. The Sixers had some great teams back in the day. But no, Drew Holiday's been.
I miss that
around
NBA,
the
man.
block. Come on, we all do. Next game, we have the Houston Rockets at the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets with the win 123 to the Rockets 114. Cam Johnson 31 points. Kevin Porter Jr. 31 points. Next game, we have the Miami Heat visiting the New York Knicks. The Knicks with the win 101 to the Heat 92. Next game, we have the Dallas Mavericks visiting the Philadelphia 76ers.
There's a lot of talk behind this game.
The Sixers with the win 116 to the Mavericks 108. Joel Embiid 25 points, Luka Doncic 24. We have the Lakers visiting the Chicago Bulls. The Lakers with the win 121 to the Bulls 110. Anthony Davis 38 points. Nikola Vucevic 29 points.
Lakers kind of there still.
Still hanging on, right?
Hanging on for dear
Just
life.
hanging on. Everyone's hanging on. So we got the Clippers at the Memphis Grizzlies. The Clippers with the win 141 to the Grizzlies 132. Westbrook 36 points. He went 36 and 10.
Whew.
Come on, still got it. And shout out to Paul George. Come back, and I believe Paul George is still out. So he's doing that. He's doing that with the win against John Moran and them.
John Morant, I don't bail, baby.
I'll check you out. 36 points. So John Moran played the game. So he did that, and he did on John Moran. It's not like he did against John Moran's backup. He did on John Moran. He did on John Moran. Shout out to Westbrook, one of the best still. So Detroit at Oklahoma, the Thunder with the win 107 to the Pistons 106. Jalen Williams 27 points. Jaden Ivey 24 points. That's the player that did not want to get drafted to Sacramento, Jaden Ivey. And yeah, that's shout out to Jaden Ivey for coming second. You got the Utah Jazz at the San Antonio Spurs. The Jazz with the win 128 to the Spurs 117. Talon Horton Tucker 41 points, impressive. Former Laker. We had the Sacramento Kings visiting the Portland Trailblazers.
Trailblazers said, "Fuck it."
The Kings, right. The Kings with the win 120 to Portland's 80. Balanced game again. So Dame shut out. And this game, we officially clinched the playoffs.
For sure.
So big night in Sacramento Kings history. First time making the playoffs since the 2000 officially since the 2006 season.
Damn.
Mike Bibby was still on the roster.
I was in high
Ron
school
Artest
still.
was still on the roster. So that was our top.
Shout out to Spoon in the building.
Shout out to Spoon. Holding down all the logistics in the front office here at Never Satisfied Studio. Shout out to Spoon for all his hard work. So we have the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Phoenix Suns. The Suns with the win 107 to the Timberwolves 100. Devin Booker 29 points. Anthony Edwards 31 points. Thursday we had two games. March 30th. We had the Boston Celtics at the Milwaukee Bucks.
Going
the
ham.
Celtics with the win 140 to Milwaukee's 99. Jason Tatum 40 points. Giannis only 24.
Jalen Brown and Jalen Brown 30 points. Jason Tatum 40 points. Jesus Christ. 70 burger.
Arguably the best duo in the NBA.
70 burger.
And we have the New Orleans Pelicans at the Denver Nuggets. The Pelicans with the win 107 to the Nuggets 88. Brandon Ingram 31 points, playing really well for them in the absence of Zion. Hold on for their playoff hopes. He got Player of the Week. In the game, he had like 30 and 10, and he was the main piece they got back for Anthony Davis. Shout out to Brandon Ingram. So
Friday.
We have Friday, March 31st. We have a lot of games. Looks like half the league played, or like the whole league played. Looks
Damn
like
near.
12 games, 15 games almost maybe.
It's a busy day.
So we had, I gotta count this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's 26 teams.
Damn near the whole league.
Yeah, exception of 4 teams. So first game, we had the Chicago Bulls visiting the Charlotte Hornets. The Bulls with the win, 121 to the Hornets 91. Looks like the Bulls are going to make it, and the Hornets are not. Moving forward, and quick shout out, Michael Jordan. He's selling his stake in the Hornets. Apparently, he's gonna make a big profit on that, and he's looking to become the ownership group of the Chicago Bulls.
Shout out to MJ.
Shout out to Mike. So so next game we have the Oklahoma City Thunder at the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers with the win, 121 to the Thunder's 117. We have Toronto at the Philadelphia 76ers. The Sixers with the win, 117 to the Raptors, 110. Next game we have the Orlando Magic at the Washington Wizards. Magic 116 and Washington's 109. We have the Utah Jazz at the Boston Celtics. The Celtics with the win, 122 to Utah's 114. We have the Atlanta Hawks at the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn with the win, 124 to Atlanta's 107. Mikal Bridges, 42 points. Mikal Bridges. We have the New York Knicks at the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Knicks 130 to the Cleveland's 116. Jalen Brunson 48 points. The player the Mavericks let go. And Donovan Mitchell 42 points. And
Jalen Brunson 48 points.
I believe they already clinched their seedings, and they're going to play each other.
That should be a good series,
the
man.
Cavaliers 4th, Knicks 5th. I think it's already clinched. So it's going to happen. So that means if they win or lose, whatever the rest of the season, they will play each other in the playoffs.
Why the hell they ain't signed Jalen Brunson
so
back?
Shout out to they was not going to give him that money. I wasn't going to give him that money.
He looking deserving right now.
He look deserving right now. He's going 48 points. Who's doing that right now? Who's doing that right now? Right now. So we got the Detroit Pistons at the Houston Rockets. The Rockets with win 121. So the Pistons 115. Kevin Porter Jr. 33 points. Marvin Bagley III 21 points in that game. Next game we have the Los Angeles Clippers at the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies in the rematch got the win this time, 108 to the Clippers 94. Next game we have the LA Lakers visiting the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Lakers with the win, 123 to Minnesota's 111. Anthony Davis 38 points. Side note, you know the Lakers came from Minnesota?
Did not know that.
They came from Minnesota, and a couple of their championships they count today are.
That don't even sound right though. The Minnesota Lakers.
No, I'll tell you why it does make sense. They're named after the lakes.
Oh yeah,
they moved
that's
to LA in the '60s or whatever, and then the LA Lakers. The name Lakers came from Minneapolis, the lakes, and then 20, 30 years later they come with the expansion team, the Timberwolves, and the original team there was the Lakers. So that is the inside story rivalry with those two teams, based on the origin and the current. Next matchup we have the Spurs at the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors with the win, 130 to the Spurs 115. Steph Curry 33 points.
Steph Curry with the shot.
The next game we have the Kings with their rematch with the Portland Trailblazers. The Kings with another win, 138 to Portland's 114. We have, in the final game of the evening, we have the Denver Nuggets at the Phoenix Suns. The Suns 100 to Denver's 93. Kevin Durant with 30 points. Check him out.
Okay, Kevin Durant sighting.
Kevin Durant sighting. Didn't know he's back, but he's back. And he beat the Denver Nuggets, first play Denver Nuggets. So that's a great win for the Phoenix Suns. Feel good one for them for sure. Next day we have April 1st, April Fool's Day. If anyone went through that. So Saturday, some maybe false headlines, but no one really, I'm sure, really fell for any of them.
The Mavs are still losing on the Sunday.
Excuse me. But the Mavericks visiting the Miami Heat. They've had some finals matchups over the years, but the Heat with the win.
Boy, how the hell they lose that game?
129, right? And
Tim Hardaway.
Miami, 129 to the Mavericks, 122.
Tim Hardaway with 31 points, Luka with 42, and Kyrie with 23.
Defense. Miami scored more points. Jimmy Butler, 35 points. That's how they lost. No inside presence. No defense. Yeah, come on. That's it. So, in the final, in the next game, we had the Clippers at the Pelicans. The Pelicans with the win. Hanging on still, 122 to the Clippers, 114. Brandon Ingram, 36 points. Kawhi Leonard, 40 points. Shout out to Kawhi Leonard. One of the best.
Still that guy.
Still that guy. So we had at least 10, 12 games on April 2nd, Sunday. Starting out, we have the Toronto Raptors at the Charlotte Hornets. The Raptors 128 to the Hornets 108. He's Kyle Siakam, 36 points. We have the Utah Jazz at the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets with the win, 111 to the Jazz, 110. Next game, we have the Memphis Grizzlies at the Chicago Bulls. Chicago 128 to the Grizzlies 107. Zach LaVine, 36 points. We have the next game with the Portland Trailblazers at the Minnesota Timberwolves. Portland with the win. Yikes to the Timberwolves on that. Portland with the win 107 to the Timberwolves 105. Next game, we have the Dallas Mavericks visiting the Atlanta Hawks. This game went into overtime. I think there was a controversial call at the end, but we have the Hawks winning 132 to the Mavericks 130. Kyrie Irving 41 in the
Jesus
loss.
Christ.
Come on, Kyrie's still that dude. We have Washington at the New York Knicks. The Knicks with the win 118 to the Wizards 109. Next game we have the Detroit Pistons at the Orlando Magic. The Magic with the win 128 to the Pistons 102. We have I saw this.
The Spurs.
The Spurs at the Kings.
How y'all lose this?
We were coasting. We're coasting.
Y'all resting players?
We kind of we're coasting. We're coasting. We're getting a little too ahead of ourselves. We got to finish strong. But like I said, we just we fresh off clinching playoffs. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of gas.
Everybody pop bottles that night?
Yeah, probably against the Spurs. Probably winning there. Yes, the Spurs. Underestimated their opponent. That's probably what they did, or didn't play at 100%. That's probably what they did. So, but shout out to the Kings. So, Spurs with the win 142 to the Kings 134. Next game we had the LA Lakers at the Houston Rockets. The Lakers with the win 134. The Rockets 109.
Anthony Davis
40 points. Right. Next game we had the Phoenix Suns at the Oklahoma City Thunder.
KD
with the win. Wow. The Suns with the win 128 to Oklahoma 118. Kevin Durant 35 points.
Side note, one thing did you know that
39
Kevin
points.
Durant had a movie, bro?
He had a couple movies. Thunderstruck?
Yeah, I just found out that movie existed.
Thunderstruck? Are you serious? Yeah, I know.
Dead ass
I know
serious.
what Thunderstruck is. I don't think I've seen it all the way through, but yeah, I know what it is though. He had a movie, Thunderstruck. Come on, man. It was everyone's hero, man. Until he did the heel turn and turned bad guy and went to Golden State. He was everyone's hero, man. When he's on the Thunder, how do you not love Kevin Durant when he's on the Thunder?
That's true.
That is a place he could still go.
I was about to say.
I look like he showcased himself for like.
That was a whole different Kevin Durant. He looked like he brushed his hair and everything.
He said some underlying stuff. Like, if I played all these young guys now, XYZ, you're as good as like how valuable you are to your team. And
You're absolutely right.
If other teams value you too, like they'll pay you. You know what I'm saying? So that's how some players, that's how players lock in a long time. They show their value, right? But he had 35 points. Shout out to Kevin Durant. So the next game we have the Indiana Pacers at the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavaliers with the win 115 to the Pacers 105. Next game we have the Philadelphia Sixers at the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks with the win 117 to the Sixers 104. And to sum up the evening, we had the Golden State Warriors at the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets with the win 112 to the Golden State's 110. Monday, April 3rd was the championship. So no games on Monday, April 3rd. That was the men's championship. Shout out to UConn once again. And then the next day, we had Tuesday, April 4th. We had at least 10, 12 games as well. We had the Toronto Raptors at the Charlotte Hornets. The Raptors with the win 120 to the Hornets 100. Next game, we had the Miami Heat at the Detroit Pistons. The Heat with the win 118 to the Pistons 105. Next game, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers at the Orlando Magic. Cleveland with the win 117 to the Magic's 113. Donovan Mitchell with 43 points, put up big numbers all year long. Check him out. Next game we have the Milwaukee Bucks at the Washington Wizards. The Bucks with the win 140 to the Wizards 128. Next game we have the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Brooklyn Nets. Minnesota with the win 107 to the Nets 102. Next game we have the Boston Celtics at the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers with the win. Close win 103 to the Celtics 101. Joel Embiid 52 points. Check him out. MVP. MVP, leading MVP candidate, in my opinion.
That's what you call putting a team on your back.
Right. Next page here, we have the Atlanta Hawks at the Chicago Bulls. The Hawks with the win 123 to the Bulls 105. Next game, we have the Denver Nuggets at the Houston Rockets. Houston with the win. Wow. 124 to the Nuggets 103. What's the Nuggets doing out there? Next game, we have the Portland Trailblazers at the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies with the win 119 to Portland's 109. Next page, we have the Sacramento Kings at the New Orleans Pelicans. The Kings with the win 121 at the Pelicans 103. If I had like some money in the bank, like I would have went to that game. Like legit, I would have drove to
New Orleans.
I would have, like, if I had like an RV, if I had like all my life together, like I would have made that trip. But one could dream, one could manifest. But but I'm going to watch them tonight in Dallas. So, but the game was great. Again, the Kings 121 to the Pelicans 103, and the Kings clinched the division with this game. So the last game, the one I mentioned earlier, they clinched the playoffs, and it looks like we're going to finish third, hopefully second, maybe second, but more than likely third. The Kings are going to finish this year, and then this game was to clinch the division, and it's the first time we clinched the division since the Chris Webber, Mike Bibby days, and we did it twice in 2002, in 2003. So arguably, this is the third. They're top 3 greatest team in franchise history. Based on winning the division. I'm saying it counts for something. That means we won more games than any other team in our division this year. That means the Phoenix Suns, the LA Lakers, the LA Clippers, the Golden State Warriors. So the Kings won more games than everyone in our division. Those 5 teams is the Pacific Division.
They're going to see some of them in the playoffs, though.
And that's fine. But the Pacific Division runs through us for sure. Until further notice, right? And then so shout out to the Kings for clinching the playoffs and clinching the division, no doubt. And then next game we have the LA Lakers visiting the Utah Jazz. The Lakers with the win, and the overtime win.
LeBron
135 to Utah's 133. LeBron James 37 points. He's going to the playoffs. He's determined. And then next game we have the Oklahoma City Thunder at the Golden State Warriors. The
Steph
Warriors
Curry with the shot.
The Warriors 136, the Thunder's 125. Steph Curry 34 points. Shea Alexander 32 points, just as good.
Jordan Poole with 34.
Just as good.
With 30.
Yeah. So then we got the Spurs at the Phoenix Suns to wrap up the evening. The Suns 115 to the Spurs 94 points. Devin Booker 27 points. Excuse me. So those are the games for the past week. So shout out to all the games. Shout out to all those players and teams, of course. And then next thing, we're going to go to the standings and wrap up the current standings as of today, which is April 5th, 3 p.m. So in the Eastern Conference, we have the Milwaukee Bucks. They've clinched the playoffs, and they are 57 and 22 in the first seed.
How many more games we got left?
We got 3 games. They
Dang.
played 79, so they got 3 games. Yeah, so they got 79 games. The season is 82 games for as long as I can remember. It's 82 games in the season. So again, we have Milwaukee again at 57-22. They play 79 games. They got 3 games left. So we got the Boston Celtics at 54 and 25 at 3 games. We have the Philadelphia 76ers at 52 and 27. In 4th place, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. And the Cleveland Cavaliers in 4th place at 50 and 30, and the New York Knicks at 46 and 33 in 5th place. And based on the seeding, you see the Cavaliers are 7.5 games back 1st place. The Knicks is 11 games back 5th place.
But it's looking like Cavs and Knicks.
But right, they've clinched their seeding. So the Cavs clinched 4th, and because nothing that can happen that's going to affect that at this point. And the Knicks clinched 5, and so they're going to match up in the first round. So more on that later. But we have a Cleveland Cavaliers, New York Knicks first round matchup in the playoffs. So that is the first official matchup, if you will. Next, we have the Brooklyn Nets in 6th place. They haven't clinched the playoffs just yet at 43 and 36, but it looks like they'll finish 6th or 7th. And then we have the Miami Heat in 7th place at 42 and 37. Only 1 game behind the Nets was the Heat. And then 2 games behind them, behind the Heat in 8th place is the Atlanta Hawks
I mean, this
at
pretty much
40
is what it is.
and 39, and then and then we have 9th and 10th, which is the add-ons, if you will, the past few years, the play-in tournament, because the playoffs started with 8 teams. Now it's expanded to 10 teams, if you will, but the 9th and 10th team are the play-in seeding. So they've both clinched, the Toronto Raptors at 40 and 39 at 9th, and the Chicago Bulls at 38 and 41. So shout out to the ones that didn't make it. Good luck on the draft, everybody, and good luck to you next year. That has been eliminated from playoff contention. In the Eastern Conference, we have 11th place, the Indiana Pacers at 34 and 45. We have the Washington Wizards 34 and 45 and 12. We have the Orlando Magic at 13th at 34 and 45. Also, they're tied at the moment. Shout out to them at 11, 12, and 13th. And then we have the Charlotte Hornets at 14th place at 26 and 54, and the Detroit Pistons at 16 and 63. So we have, so that's the other matchup that is clinched. So when the play-in tournament starts, it's going to start
one? The Raptors and Bulls?
The Raptors and Bulls. So the Chicago Bulls will be visiting the Toronto Raptors for the 9th seed in the Eastern Conference. And then if everything finishes today, the Atlanta Hawks would visit the Miami Heat for the 7th seed. So say the Heat win, then they secure 7th, then the Hawks have to host, and they lose that game, so then they'd have to host the winner of the Toronto and Chicago for the 8th seed. So either Toronto or Chicago would visit Atlanta for 8th, and it's a 1-game thing, and it brings a lot of competitiveness and excitement to those bottom seeds at 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. So shout out to all those teams. Good luck, everybody, as the season progresses. And shout out to the Western Conference. And then we have, starting out, we have the Denver Nuggets in first place at 52 and 27. We have the Memphis Grizzlies in second place at 50 and 29. We have the Kings in third place in 48 and 31. As you see, they clinched. And we have the Phoenix Suns in fourth place at 44 and 35. So the top 4 teams has officially clinched the playoffs. That means they can lose every game for the rest of the season and still go to the playoffs. So shout out to,
It's only 3 games.
Shout out to the Kings for clinching the playoffs for the first time in 16 years. So, and then we have in fifth place the Golden State Warriors at 42 and 38, and then they're just half a game above the Los Angeles Clippers at 41 and 38 in sixth place. And tied with them is the Los Angeles Lakers at 41 and 38 in seventh place. And in eighth place, we have New Orleans Pelicans at 40 and 39, and they're 1 game behind them. And we have the Minnesota Timberwolves at 40 and 40, and they're half a game behind the Pelicans. And so real quick, from 4 to 9, there's 4.5 games separate all of them, so a lot can still happen. And in 10th place, we have 38 and 42. And in the outside looking in, we still have in the hunt the Dallas Mavericks in 11th at 37-42. Shout out to the Mavericks. I think the playoffs would be better. If the Mavericks were there, it'd be a sad day in Dallas if the Mavericks do not make the playoffs. That was not the plan. That was not the plan. Winning the championship can be exaggerated, this and that. If you want the Kyrie thing to work, you give them more than a month or two. You know what I'm saying? So it would be a travesty if they don't make the playoffs. I hope the Mavericks make the playoffs, but I'm not rooting for them tonight for obvious reasons. But they still have a chance. It would be a crazy sight to see. Some heads are gonna roll if the Mavericks do not make the playoffs this year. They'll be one of the most talked about teams in the offseason.
It's only one person that's gonna get rid of it, really.
But what could you get for him? A lot. So
Well, 2 people.
Luka, I don't know.
No, I'm not talking about a player.
Players to get?
No, I'm talking about if heads are gonna roll.
You're talking about Kyrie Irving and Jason Kidd.
Yes.
That's a bad idea in my opinion. Who do you get better than them? Those are some champions you got there. You got Jason Kidd, champion as a player, champion as an assistant coach. Kyrie Irving, champion. That's more than And the Mavericks have won a championship.
Now I do have a theory. Is Kyrie the problem, bro?
You gotta give any player. Like, Kyrie gets so much.
So hear me out. Hear me out. So Kyrie is in Cleveland. They win a title. Him and LeBron.
Correct.
He said, "I can't play with LeBron no more. He's overshadowing. I'm being overshadowed."
He didn't want to be the pick.
And he goes to Boston. Gets to Boston. Got a great team, but I can't really play with these
They did
guys.
better without him because when he was hurt, they did better.
I can't play with these guys.
He requires a lot. He still puts 40 points up.
And then he says, "All right, hey KD, you think we can make something work?" He goes to Brooklyn.
4 years. A lot of injuries. A lot of turnover with the roster.
I just see him as the common denominator in some of these situations.
He went there.
Not to say he's a bad player, obviously, but
That narrative will be wrote one way or the other, depending if the Mavericks make the playoffs or not this year. They made the trade; they were like 4th or 5th, and then they told them this is one of the most one of the worst positions to be in the season in the NBA as a team. You know, who else has dropped? Like the Pelicans did because Zion went out, but that's okay. Your star player goes
right.
out. Who else has made a decline? The Jazz overachieved, and then now they kind of, you know, they're at where they're at, you know. But the Mavericks is one of the arguably.
I see Kyrie as the common denominator in most of these situations.
You gave Luka what he wanted. If you trade Kyrie, he still can play the game of basketball.
Absolutely.
Somebody's still going to give him money.
Absolutely.
And you got to trade him, get players back.
I'm not even.
I would like to see them make the playoffs.
I want to see.
It'd be a travesty. Again, I want to hang out at the playoffs. I want to hang out. I'm living in Dallas. Going to the game tonight, courtesy of Never Satisfied and Radio Raheem. I want to hang out. I went to the Jazz and Mavericks last year.
Like I said, I'm just saying.
That was the first round, I believe. Yeah, Jazz. So Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, shout out Rudy Gay. Rudy Gay's still on the Jazz. So Rudy Gay, he's a former Sacramento King. Love me some basketball games. And I love them when I love me some basketball games. Make the playoffs, Dallas Mavericks. Over the Thunder. You telling me Shea Alexander better than Luka and better than Kyrie? If the Thunder finish at 10th, they're gonna be like, yo, Shai's better than both of them because he made the playoffs. And then that narrative starts because he made the playoffs, and that's what it comes down to: results, playoffs. What are we paying you for?
What?
To not make the playoffs? What are we paying you for? You can play no name guys and not make the playoffs. The Mavericks are in trouble. Shout out to the Mavericks. I hope nobody is offended by my comments if they see me at the game.
Like I said, I
come in peace. I come love and peace. I don't want no fights.
I just see Kyrie as the common denominator in these situations. He's been on 4 teams.
He's won a championship with Cleveland. Where's the respect on that?
Nah, respect.
He's won a
He did it with
a championship.
Who did he do it with?
But again, if he was my career and he stayed with the team and leave, he should have stayed. He should have stayed. And if he would have stayed without LeBron and they would have rebuilt it around him, then he'd be like, I am the man. But he didn't want to get left in Cleveland. That was part of it. And then he left before. He left before LeBron. And a lot of what Casper told. I think did he go through an injury and all? No, Isaiah did. Yeah, he went through an injury, and it just all kind of stuff behind the scenes. But just but again, he went back like, dang, I should stay with LeBron James. You left LeBron James in Cleveland.
He is the common denominator in these situations. He's a phenomenal player, though.
Has he peaked as a player? Has it got more championship in him?
I think he does.
Right, you know what I'm saying.
But I'm just trying to figure out what the
high level for at least next 3 to 5 years, like hands down, high level, 40 pieces. That's a high level. Not every player can do that. So shout out to Kyrie. Shout out to Luka. Shout out to the Mavericks. One of the you got this ain't a video game. You got a lot of big names. You throw it in together, but you got to give it time and work. And shout out to the Western Conference. Shout out to the NBA and shout out to the Mavericks and the Kings for having a contest for the evening that I'm about to attend. that I'm about to be there for. So that's so if the playoff play-in started today, we'll get there. Okay, we got The Thunder would visit the Timberwolves. Pelicans would visit the Lakers. The Suns and the Warriors would match up. Great matchup. The Kings and the Clippers would match up. Great matchup. Um, Lakers and Memphis would be a matchup, and then the Pelicans and the Nuggets. I don't see the Pelicans beating the Nuggets, but I think the Lakers could beat the Nuggets. Shout out to the Lakers. I think the Lakers could beat the Nuggets if the Lakers finish in eighth. You know, they talk about the Lakers want to play the Kings. That's cute, and that would be great for both sides. And I would welcome that challenge. But I think the Lakers can beat the Nuggets. I think the Kings could beat anybody under third. They've already done it all year. The Kings could beat anybody. The Kings could beat anybody. Oh, we've beat everybody at least once in the season. So the Kings, I feel like, but we're talking about the Lakers. Yeah, the Nuggets.
So, with all of the teams that are pretty much below the fifth seed, which other than, well, I guess you're picking the Lakers, but what team do you feel like is most likely to upset another team?
Upset another team, the Lakers.
I'm thinking the Warriors.
The Warriors. The Warriors upset the Suns. Yikes! I'm not. Yikes! Andrew Wiggins is back. By the way, Andrew Wiggins came back. Who else came back?
I told you.
Conti Townsend players coming back.
Like I said,
Kevin Durant is back. So Kevin Durant against Andrew Wiggins, that's gonna be a great matchup.
like I
That's probably
said,
gonna be matchup of the series.
I think the Warriors are just waiting for the playoffs to just get back to full power.
Full power. Devin Booker is better than Klay Thompson.
Correct.
Steph Curry's got the one up on Chris Paul, but Chris Paul's still gonna bring it. Kevin Durant's gonna outmatch his Wiggins, and DeAndre Ayton has to outplay Draymond Green.
That's a pretty even matchup.
It's a pretty even matchup. But I feel the Suns can do it. And the Suns were bamboozled, or they missed their opportunity to do it last year to match up with the Warriors. The Warriors and the Suns would have been a great matchup last year. Didn't happen because the Mavericks upset the Suns. But if it happens this year, it's must-see TV for sure. Must-see TV, arguably the best, probably the most highest rated playoff series out of all of them.
Shout out to Lil Donnie in the
Shout out to
building.
Lil Donnie.
He said he got the Lakers in 6.
Lakers in 6. Going to the game tonight. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna text you. I'm going to the game tonight, Donnie. I'm going to the game tonight. So, okay, so that's that. Yeah, so shout out to all the teams that make the playoffs, and the playoffs start April 11th, 12th, 13th, something like that, a week from now.
Mavs went from the 4th seed to out of the play-in.
Because they gave up defensive players. They gave up Finney Smith, the power forward, Spencer Dinwiddie. Who else is in that trade? They gave up some pieces, and they dropped significantly on defense. That's the number one problem for the Mavericks, respectfully.
Donnie said who you going to the game with.
Huh?
He said who you going to the game
What do you
with.
think, bro?
I wanted to go to the Rangers
You
game.
know I'm going to get with.
I wanted to go to the Rangers game. They
Rangers
playing the
game.
O's right now.
Rangers game. Oh yeah, Matt was talking about going to the Rangers game the other day. No, yeah, Kings and Mavericks tonight.
You got 1K on Gervonta. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna see how this all play out. I got it. That's the fight of the best.
Now you got to pull up Wednesdays, sir. Now you got to pull up Wednesdays. Episode 35.
Let's talk about trash Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia can fight though. I ain't gonna underestimate that boy because he got some fast hands. But I think Tank tap that chin, boy. He gonna fold up. Tank tap that chin. That man gonna fold up. But I think just the last thing about that fight, it's just very rare to see two fighters at their peak actually fighting.
Yeah.
So that's what's so huge about that fight. Either typically you're fighting somebody who's inferior or you're fighting somebody who's washed up. So, but these are two boxers in their like prime.
The modern Floyd Pacquiao.
Or the
events.
younger version of
because
that.
that kind of got delayed longer than it should.
Yeah.
It happened, but it could happen sooner. But at least it didn't.
It's like if
happen.
it's like if Pacquiao and Mayweather fought in their 20s.
Right.
So that's what this fight is. So that's why it's so huge. Tickets are like 15,000 a piece, type shit.
Wow. Yeah, boxing matches do be bred to go.
Yeah.
Like cars for a ticket.
You see his last
like
fight.
that's a car.
You talking about who did Ryan? That wasn't his last fight, but it was Ryan Garcia did get knocked down like 2 fights ago. By that white boy. What's his name? Can't remember his name, but Ryan Garcia did get knocked down. They fighting at 130. Ryan Garcia is not eating food or drinking water to get down the weight. So yeah, no, it wasn't Ryan Campbell. It was Luke Campbell that knocked him down. Now I remember it was Luke Campbell that knocked down Ryan Garcia. So yeah, biggest fight in the past like 5 years for sure. You know what I'm saying? Well, actually, no, I take it back. Biggest fight in the past 3 years because I'm having a brain freeze. But it was a bigger fight in 2020. It was a really big fight in 2020. I just can't remember. Well, I can't remember.
On the spot.
I can't remember.
You on the spot? You ain't Google it?
To this day. What am I thinking of? Deontay Wilder. And that was probably like the last really big fight.
He's put up some matches with that. It looked like some,
Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury.
they looked like the Megazord. You know,
Yeah.
They was so the way they was boxing. You know,
Yeah.
there was one.
They was like Rock'em
he
Sock'em
got-
Robots type
for real,
shit.
there was one he got stunned mid round,
Yeah.
and you see like yo, like
Who is Errol Spence fighting next? Keith Thurman. I would hope so. That's what everybody wants to see. People are saying that Errol Spence is scared to fight Keith Thurman, though. But that is the fight that a lot of people want to see Errol Spence have. I don't think it's really anybody else for Earl to fight right now, other than Keith Thurman. Obviously, they could find somebody off the street and have him go in there and fight, but that's what the people want to see. People want to see fights that like matter.
yeah, relevant.
Yeah, when people are at their best.
Mm.
So, but yeah, do we want to talk some NFL?
NFL, let's bring up. You said the Ravens offered a contract, so NFL. Shout out to Donnie. Shout out to boxing.
The Ravens offered Odell Beckham Jr. a contract.
That's a good move. You know what I'm saying? That's a good move.
It is a good move, but
does he take it? Does he take it?
there we go.
He proves himself. He plays, and especially if Lamar's there, you give Lamar something. You know what I'm saying? You don't give him the top one guy in the world, but you got a guy.
Lamar ain't here right now.
Lamar ain't here. So
here's the thing: they offered him the contract, but he hasn't made a decision yet.
because he wants to know who's going to be his quarterback.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what he wants to know.
So also the Jets are trying to sign Odell Beckham as well,
Why is it the Aaron Rodgers trade official?
because they obviously can't agree on what Aaron Rodgers is worth.
Yes.
You know, the Packers might be like, we want a first round pick, and the Jets are like, he's 38. Like, why would we give you that? You know what I'm saying?
You need value back. They still treat again like they got their value out of him though. You still want a first rounder off him all this time, and you got high value for someone that you
For all
got
this, they could've
late
traded
in
him
the
last
first
year.
round. You've paid him this whole time. He's won you the big dance once. He's won a lot of games.
He was the MVP the last 2 seasons as well.
Aaron Rodgers. But
Not this season, but the 2 seasons before that.
so how many times has he won it? Twice. He won the MVP 3 times, and he's won a Super Bowl. Right.
But he's 38.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Well, Tom Brady was 45. Tom Brady was 45. So it's just like how
Yeah, but
you got 2, 3, 4 years of some Aaron Rodgers.
well, there's that, but there's also
You got Rodgers.
Tom Brady
one
wasn't-
season.
Tom Brady wasn't traded though. Tom Brady was released. and picked up by the Buccaneers.
So okay. I mean, okay. So he's still again. So they gave him that money, so they want return on investment. But you got a lot of value from this
Aaron Rodgers.
player you drafted.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And to want a first round again, like that's it's a lot. That's a lot to ask. That's a lot to ask because players like again, you want youth. You want a bunch of 20-year-olds running around for sure. Durability, for sure. He wants a lot of 20-year-olds running around.
Another thing that happened
2025, come on.
Another thing that happened over this past week. Well, two things. I don't know if you caught any of the pro days of the quarterbacks.
Not sure. What's his name?
You got Anthony Richardson. You got C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, C.J. I heard C.J. Yeah.
It's a bunch of them, but I don't I guess the whole topic of the off season is obviously Lamar Jackson.
Right.
The Ravens actually had a conference and they said they might be actually drafting a quarterback.
Who said that?
The Ravens organization.
That's wonderful.
They said it was a possibility.
That's wonderful. So they confirmed what a lot of people already figured. That's wonderful. So trade Lamar Jackson already and quit being cute and talking about it and be about it respectfully.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You could draft a quarterback.
You could say just trade him, but who's going to be able to afford him?
Teams like the Colts, teams like the Falcons, that can give up the whole farm and pay the quarterback all the money because they don't have too much going anyways. Teams like that. Teams like that. But as far as a team that got their whole stuff in place, now you got to give up pieces that make them good. You know what I mean? That's why I feel like
I hate that it had to come to this.
It sucks. It sucks just paying them to move forward, but the fact that they don't want to build around them, this and that. So it's what's their plan? What's their
They gotta be thinking
start over, build up the defense.
Lamar Jackson might end up back in Baltimore next year, because he doesn't have any choice.
And the fact they requested a trade,
awkward.
It's a tainted relationship at this point. It's too much back and forth. You know what I'm saying? You should show the hometown hero that gets drafted should get all the love in the world. You know what I'm saying? So she got drafted there. But and then and he's won an MVP, and he's won a division, and he's made the playoffs and all that. That's a lot to do. You know what I'm saying? And not everyone does that. Not every quarterback you draft in the first round is going to lead you to some promised land scenario. The Ravens have tasted success with him, but they want to get to the top.
But to be fair, we won a Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer and Joe Flacco.
And so probably that's their mentality. We could win Super Bowls with second tier, mid tier quarterbacks. So that's the mentality. We have. So that's what's the Ravens known for, the defense. Let's build up the defense. Let's do that. Unless you get some, again, you trade him, we gotta get some pieces back. Pieces.
That's the thing. It's like, who's gonna give him $200 million?
We're doing $200 million.
And possibly 2 first round.
So he's not gonna get his money. So he just gotta. Then he need to dang, ain't nobody gonna pay me. And take less money with the Ravens or elsewhere and just move forward. Lock up the deal, young quarterback. You see what I'm saying? You lock up the deal, whatever deal it is. Playing on the franchise and all that, that sucks. That sucks. I don't wish that on no player. Dang, get your deal before y'all playing on the franchise. This dude got a chip on his shoulder. You playing on the franchise? It's cool for that year, but that's your whole career's on the line.
It still don't make no sense to me though. No disrespect to your boy Jimmy Garoppolo, but Lamar Jackson is available, and you go pick up Jimmy Garoppolo
For a fraction of the price.
For a fraction of it.
What did he get? He got a 3-year, 64.
Saints. Lamar Jackson is available. You go get Derek Carr.
I'm the Saints. I do that.
Why?
Higher productivity from your quarterback. Who's
what?
Higher productivity? Duh. Like
You would pick Derek Carr over
no, I'd
Lamar
pick Lamar
Jackson?
Jackson over Derek Carr.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. That's what I said.
Yeah.
No, again, duh. No, Derek Carr. Derek Carr is like he's still in the NFL.
Atlanta, they said that Damian Ritter is going to be their starting quarterback.
Derek Carr.
So I just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. Nobody wants to make an offer to him. But I ain't going to say I'm really mad at that because I want him to still play for my team, but which is looking unlikely since he told everybody goodbye.
Unlikely.
He said goodbye, essentially.
Don't burn the bridge, like until you crossed it. He done burnt the bridge.
Yeah.
He didn't cross the bridge yet.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah,
He
He
definitely burned the bridge.
Didn't
before he
even cross that. You gotta get over it. You gotta
he
get
didn't
to
cross
the
it.
next city, the
Yeah.
next NFL city, wherever it may be. Or if it's bought again, I hate that it's happening, but maybe he does one more year with them. Maybe he does one more year. They can still win that division with him at quarterback. Like they can still win the division. The Bengals got. I don't know if you deem them overrated or not, but
Nah, they ain't overrated.
but a lot of people got the Bengals.
People gonna pick them.
The Bengals are gonna be the biggest threat. Yeah, but the Ravens can do it. Like I said, you get Lamar Jackson doing everything he does. But shout out to the Ravens.
Yeah. I don't know if it's been any other moves in the NFL.
We'll get to the XFL before we close out.
Yeah. Just some normal stuff.
That's it. That's a lot of off seasons still to be left to talk about. All right, week 7 of the 10-week schedule in the XFL. We have on Thursday we have the Sea Dragons beating the Renegades. Shout out to the Arlington Renegades. The game was Friday night, 24-15. That was fun. Saturday, April 1st, we had the San Antonio Brahmas against the Vipers. The Vipers with the win, 26-12. And then we had the Guardians defeating the Defenders 37-36. And April 2nd, we had the Battlehawks defeating the Roughnecks 24-15. And we'll look at the standings here. We have the North Division. We have Washington D.C. at 6-1, St. Louis 5-2, the Seattle Sea Dragons 5-2, the Vegas Vipers 2-5. South Division, you have Houston at 4-3. You have the Arlington Renegades 3-4. Shout out to the Renegades for their hospitality recently. Shout out to the San Antonio Brahmas 2-5. And last but not least, one of Matt's favorite teams, the Orlando team, 1-6. That's it. That's it.
Shit, I got respect for them dudes though. They was getting.
Matt was like, yeah, I seen the Orlando team in the parking lot.
They was practicing in the parking lot. I was like, yo, whenever you gotta get it, you gotta get it.
You gotta get it, right, man. I do not know the play. But yeah, so for the ones at home, the XFL was originally founded by WWE's Vince McMahon. He recently sold it to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, one of the former wrestlers of the WWE. He owns the league. He is everyone's favorite actor, as we all know. He played college football back in his day at Miami with Warren Sapp, etc. And now he owns the XFL, which is a professional league, alternative to the NFL. But
No, finish. I got another piece of news. So after this,
so yeah, the XFL is a 10-week schedule. We got the playoffs, and all the teams. It's based the located. That's why we're real invested. The headquarters is here in Dallas, Arlington area to be exact. And the teams all practice in the DFW area, all in their different areas throughout the week, and then they go to the cities and play their home games. So the league is half Dallas, if you will. The headquarters is here, and all the teams is here all week, and then they fly out on their weekends to play for the home cities. So shout out to the XFL. What are you looking at?
All right. So did you know that
don't get us demonetized.
I don't think this will get us flagged, but I don't know if you saw the XFL, not the XFL, the WWE and XFL. I mean WWE.
UFC.
and
That was.
UFC.
I meant to bring that up earlier.
They had a merger.
They had a
became
merger.
one
So that's
company.
depends on who you ask. It is a big money move. Big money move.
Huge money move.
Huge money move. But it puts the villain back in the power position that he's been out of the past year. The ones that are not Mr. Vince McMahon himself. The past year he has not been involved in creative or production of the WWE, but this puts him back in that position. Because he sold to the owners that made the UFC, which has been they've been competitors, if you will, in their own right. The UFC is MMA and professional wrestling is professional wrestling. Shout out to
Cali.
Yeah, shout out to Cali. Yeah, shout out to Cali. We just talking about the XFL.
Yo, Vince McMahon is ruthless.
But Vince McMahon again, he made the big money deal, and I seen the interview with him and the head of the company, and all they've done with the UFC. The UFC can capitalize. They're cross branding and only builds it up for everything and everyone. But his a lot of the talents was because Triple H was running the show since Vince McMahon has been gone.
But shout out to the WWE.
Yeah, shout out to WWE merging with the UFC. I got Peacock. I saw WrestleMania. Yeah, I got Peacock. Yeah. Peacock shows all the wrestling events. $5 a month.
$5 a month.
$5 a month. $5.10, I think. Somewhere, if I remember right. Peacock. And got a lot of stuff.
But give us our shout outs, Ed.
Give our shout outs. We about to close it out. Thank you for tuning in once again. This is episode 35 of Normal Guys Talk Sports. This is April 5th. Shout out to the King. Shout out to the BC. Got my shirt. Bought it. Got it in Sacramento. Shout out to the Beam team. We're gonna like the Beam wherever we're at. Episode 35. Normal Guys Talk Sports. This is us, of course. Shout out to Matt. Make it happen. This is where we go. We shout out to the studio. Shout out to Never Satisfied Studios. Great place to be a part of. Appreciate everyone that's a part. All the behind the scenes. Everyone here to help things going. A lot of history in the studio. I'm forever grateful to be a part 7, 8 years later. Shout out to, like I said, the studio, of course, shout out to the CEO, of course. Shout out to Ian Brown, of course, for creating it, making everything happen. Shout out to the clothing line. Shout out to everyone here making the clothing line. Got the clothes. Never Satisfied clothing line. Got the, you need videography, photography, all that stuff. We do it all here. So if you need all that, let us know. Shout out to the producers, the music, everything. If you need some music done, let us know. All that stuff, we do all that here, of course. Shout out to Calios Tacos, big homie, always.
Calios!
Always looking out. Shout out to Calios Tacos, best taco truck in DFW for sure.
Calios!
Shout out to Bistro 808. International cuisine. Double R. Made it happen there. So shout out to Double R and the restaurant Bistro 808. Shout out to shout out to the podcast room. Shout out to all of the podcasts. Shout out to everyone part of the studio, of course.
Then we got 2 other shows coming up today.
Today.
It's shit I don't know and Time Out Podcast today.
Time Out, we got the shit IDK
at 7 and Time Out Podcast at 9. And JJ.
And then we got the Time Out Podcast. Shout out to everyone on the podcast, of course. Shout out to 23 Smoke Detector. Shout out to DJ Kev. Live Music. Shout out to Ghost, Nate Passion with the wall, music, and all that. So what else? Shout out to Everything Is Both, the movie. Shout out to Dynasty, the movie, coming to a screen near you. Both of those joints, check them out. Shout out to the game tonight. You will catch me there for sure. Can't wait.
Get a souvenir.
Can't wait for sure. Great game. Can't wait.
All right, so I want to end the show with this.
Oh, shit, you always.
Bro. Classic.
Oh, yeah, shout out to Rikishi, father of Bloodline members, Jimmy.
Now look at this, and pass to the crowd. Again, it's standing. I can't see the crowd for Rikishi's butt. It looks like sour chocolate.
Oh, for real?
They were just tag team champs.
Again, we're going to talk to the
Cousins
Rock.
with the Rock.
And a matter of
Samoan.
moments about
What?
his impressions of what's going down tonight. I got a feeling. We're going to see some
Did not know that.
Yeah, all that. I want to say all
Hold and shake it, JR.
in WWE and wrestlers.
Rikishi and Kane be dancing at WrestleMania. Will they be able to keep it on the same page against DX's Road Dogg and X-Pac? Look at that. This Sunday at WrestleMania.
And I watched the wrestling on Road Dogg. It is live theater.
But yeah, we're about to be out.
See y'all next week. Have a great week, everybody.